What if the moment you finally stand before God has already been shown to someone else, centuries ago, so you'd know exactly what to expect? Stay with me, because this could change how you live every day you have left. Long ago, a mystic named Bridget was lifted in spirit and allowed to witness something almost no living person has ever seen. A soul standing at the seat of divine judgment, face to face with Christ and his mother. What she described wasn't vague or dreamlike, it was specific, and it still carries weight centuries later. This is the story of a soldier's soul, dragged before the throne by an accuser who believed he'd already won. The enemy arrived first, hauling that soul forward with triumphant cruelty, announcing to the whole heavenly court that it belonged to him. He explained that a guardian angel had spent a lifetime trying to steer the soul toward salvation while he worked just as hard the other way. And in the end, the soul gave in, swept away like a ship caught in a storm it never should have entered. Now he stood there hungry, the way a predator waits over wounded prey. The judge asked why this soul ended up with the enemy instead of the angels. The accuser answered instantly, the sins outweighed the good. Pressed further, he pointed to his ledger, split into 7 sections, one for each deadly sin: pride, greed, lust, wrath, envy, gluttony, laziness, page after page of failure. His conclusion was simple. The book was full. The soul was his. For a moment, heaven seemed to hold its breath. Then the Mother of Mercy stepped forward and asked her Son for permission to fight for this soul. Christ answered with tenderness. If he wouldn't deny justice even to his enemy, how could he deny it to his own mother? He invited her to speak. She gave the accuser 3 questions with no room to dodge. First, do you know every thought a human has ever had? He admitted he didn't. Only the ones that became action, the ones he planted himself, and the ones he could guess by studying a person's weaknesses. Second, can what's written in your book ever be erased? Yes, he said, but only love does it. The moment real love enters a heart, his records start disappearing. Third, is any sinner ever too far gone to come back to God? He was forced to admit no such person exists. The instant someone turns back toward their Creator, divine love moves in, and if they hold on to it, nothing from hell can drag them back out. With those admissions hanging in the air, the Mother of Mercy told the court what had happened in that soul's final moments. As it left the world, it had cried out to her, called itself wretched, buried under sins against her Son, unworthy of grace, but reaching for her anyway because she never turns away anyone who calls on her. It had begged for mercy and promised one more chance, and I'll change everything, grieving that it had done so little out of love for the one who suffered so much. Should I have ignored that? She asked the room. Would any of you turn your back on someone that humble and broken? The accuser, caught off guard, muttered that he hadn't known. Mary answered without flinching, of course he hadn't. A spirit like his isn't built to hear this. But she wasn't speaking for him. She was speaking so everyone listening would understand. And she reminded him of his own words. Love erases the record. Then she asked her Son to make him open the book again and show what remained. Christ asked the defeated spirit where his book was now. Reluctantly, he answered that it lived in his gut, meaning his memory, the way filth settles and stays. Since pride had cast him out, only rage was left in him, and it had swallowed his mind ever since. Still, the judge ordered him to read what remained. With a scream of frustration, the accuser admitted nearly everything he'd written had been crossed out. Only a handful of small faults were left. The judge then turned to the soul's guardian angel and asked where the record of its good deeds could be found. The angel answered quietly that God already knew everything, but he would speak anyway, so people could understand God's love. From the moment that soul was formed, the angel explained, he had stood beside it every day, protecting it, and had written every good act, however small, into a book held open before infinite love. Turning to his mother, Christ told her she had just won that soul's pardon. The accuser, broken now, still demanded to know what punishment remained for the small faults still on record. By justice alone, should this soul enter heaven? Christ asked. Defeated, the enemy admitted it. No one who dies free of mortal sin goes to hell, and anyone carrying love in their heart has a claim on heaven through mercy. The soul had died in love and deserved heaven, but couldn't enter yet. Something had to be purified first. The 5 senses, once instruments of sin, would now become instruments of purification. Because of what the eyes had welcomed, the soul would witness the ugliness of the demons and the suffering of other captive souls. Because of what the ears had welcomed, it would hear mockery. It would feel fire burning inside and out, and a cold just as brutal. Asked how long, Christ answered that since the soul had once longed to cling to earthly life, its purification would stretch on unless something changed. That's the door Mary walked through next. She praised her son's perfect justice, then asked him how that suffering could be shortened, how the fire could be put out early. He answered that relief comes when stolen or unjust gains are returned, when charity is given generously in that soul's name, because mercy toward others extinguishes debt the way water puts out flame, and that every mass offered for that soul cuts its suffering shorter still. Mary asked what reward the soul had earned for the good it managed to do, and he told her every honest thought aimed at his glory gets repaid generously, and even mid-suffering, the memory of good done stays with a soul like a comfort it can hold on to. When she asked why the soul stood silent and ashamed among its accusers, he explained, because it gave so little attention to his suffering while it had the chance, and justice required that silence now. Still, Mary reminded him this soldier had honored her while he lived, had fasted before her feast days, had shown real devotion. If he listens to his servants still on earth, will he not listen to her? He answered warmly, the more beloved the one who asks, the faster the request is granted, and no one is more beloved in all creation than she is. So Mary asked for 3 mercies: freedom from the sight of the demons, freedom from their mockery, freedom from the worst of the cold, even if other purification remained. And Christ said simply, there is nothing I can refuse my mother. It will be done. Years later, Bridget saw that same soul again, now a radiant child, no longer bound to suffering. Countless voices filled the vision, praying for souls still being purified, and Christ said that just as a wagon of wheat empties bundle by bundle, prayer and sacrifice offered for these souls lighten their burden the same way. He then sent the guardian angel to carry that soul home, into a glory no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no human heart has fully imagined. Bridget watched it rise wrapped in light, and heard one more thing before the vision closed. A day was coming when he would judge that soldier's own family too, a family full of pride that would one day be humbled for it. If this reached you today, it wasn't by accident. Every one of us will stand exactly where that soul stood. The question worth sitting with tonight isn't whether judgment is coming, it's whether you're ready for it. Are you living with a clean conscience before the one who already knows every thought you've had? Nothing gets past him. This isn't just a story from centuries ago. It's an invitation right now to change direction while you still can, to ask for mercy while it's still being offered. We don't get to know the day or the hour. So ask yourself honestly, are you caring for your soul the way it deserves? The accuser never rests. He's recording every careless moment, building his case. But here's what changes everything. The final decision, mercy or the enemy's grip, is still yours to make. God keeps the door of forgiveness open. Walking through it is on you. Don't wait for a better moment that may never come. The right time is today. No sin is too small to matter, and no soul is too far gone to be forgiven. The only real mistake is assuming you have all the time in the world. A heart full of love and honest repentance is what opens heaven. So use today to let go of pride, release anger, walk away from everything pulling you from grace. If this meant something to you, don't let it end here. Subscribe to Living Hope so you don't miss what comes next, because eternity is being decided by the choices we make today.